Hello students, welcome to RD Chemistry. In this video, I'll explain some basic terms and concepts in chemical thermodynamics, and after that I will solve some problems. The first term is about the system. Now what do you mean by system? Now we all live in this universe, students, correct? Suppose I want to study about the salt. During salt analysis, what I do? I take the salt in the test tube, correct? Salt is taken in the test tube, correct? And some reagents are added into it. Clear? Now, the entire test tube along with the contents is called as the system. Is called as the system. And outside the test tube, whatever is there is called as the surroundings. It is known as the surroundings. Clear? Now, these surrounding and systems are separated by this glass wall, and this glass wall is called as the boundary. It is known as the boundary. Here, this boundary is a real boundary because we can see here the glass wall. Now, here it is open end, but there is a separation between the test tube contents and the surrounding. So it is called as the imaginary boundary here. Okay, so it is the imaginary boundary. So boundary can be real, boundary can be imaginary. Therefore, when I say the universe surrounding plus the system together becomes the universe. Okay, universe. So system is the small part of this universe which is under thermodynamic study. Clear? There are three different types of system. First one is called as the open system. Second one is called as the closed system. And third one is called as the isolated system. Now we'll see all these three types of the systems in detail. Now when I take the test tube and carry out say some salt analysis, okay, say there is salt analysis, some reactions going on here, correct? During this one, heat can be given to the surrounding, temperature can increase, but temperature can be given to the surrounding. After some time, it cools down. Also here, vapors can go out, correct? During the reaction, vapors can go out or gases can go out. These vapors or gases are called as the matter, is known as the matter. And here, the heat is called as the energy, heat energy. So in this open test tube, it is called the open system, is the one which can exchange both matter and energy with the surroundings. Clear? Suppose that same test tube is closed with the lid, okay, or with the thumb. So we are doing some salt analysis and suppose it is closed, correct? Any system I can take. Now here vapors cannot go out, that is the matter cannot go out because it is closed. But heat produced during the reaction can be given to the surroundings. This is a closed system where which cannot exchange matter with the surrounding but can exchange the energy in the form of the heat or work with the surroundings. Clear? What is this isolated system? Let me give the example. We have got thermos flask, correct? We have got thermos flask. In thermos flask, we take a hot coffee or hot tea, correct? So assume there is a vessel, okay, wherein we are taking, okay, the coffee. Is the coffee is taken here, and this is insulated here, correct? And this system is insulated, correct? So this is insulated. So what will happen? Heat will not go out, okay? Temperature will not go down. Also, since it is a closed, the vapors cannot go out, the matter can also cannot go out. Therefore, isolated system is one which cannot exchange either the matter or energy with the surroundings. Clear? Suppose let me consider in a cylinder gas, correct? There is a gas. Now when I say this gas, it has got some pressure, some volume, some temperature and some number of moles amount of the gas, correct? Now these are the parameters which define the system, and all these parameters are called as the state function. They are called as the state functions. Clear? State function, or they are also called as the thermodynamic function. They are also called as the thermodynamic function. But we can fix the pressure, we can fix the temperature, we can fix the volume sometimes, correct? Now, what is the standard state of the system? Now, the standard state of system is one at it is a 25 degrees centigrade. Remember, thermodynamic state of the system in 25 degrees centigrade, which is equal to 298 Kelvin, and the pressure is equal to 1 atmospheric pressure. When I say 1 atmospheric pressure, it is equal to 101.3 into 10 power 3 pascals, or it is 101.3 kilopascals approximately. Okay, clear? So standard state, temperature is fixed and the pressure also fixed, right? You know that during compression or expansion of the gas, the pressure P1 can change to pressure P2. Volume V1 can change to volume V2. Temperature T1 can change to the temperature T2. Therefore, these state functions also called as the state variables are also known as the state variable because they can change from one state to the another state during compression or expansion. Therefore, here state function values, the values of the state function depends only on the state. This is the initial state and this is the final state. So we are interested only in the initial and final state, okay, and not the way in which it is defined or attained. Clear? So state function depends on the initial state and the final state. Clear? When a system changes from one state to another state, for example, P1 to P2, V1 to V2, and say T1 to T2, correct? It can change from one state to the another state. But during some of the process, either pressure is constant, volume is constant, and temperature is constant. So based on the process, okay, we have got first process called as the isothermal process. Isothermal process. Now, what is isothermal process? Iso means same. Thermal refers to temperature. Thermal refers to temperature, which means during the process, the temperature of the system remains the same. That means initial temperature T1 is equal to final temperature T2. Suppose I take the difference in temperature delta T is equal to 0. Such a process called as the isothermal process. Clear? Second one is the isobaric process. Now, what do you mean by isobaric process? Remember, baric refers to 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar. That means a pressure term, correct? So, here the pressure is difference in pressure is equal to 0. At constant pressure, the process is carried out. Third one is the isochoric process. Isochoric process. Now, in this process, the volume is kept constant. Difference in volume is equal to 0, right? And the fourth one, very important one of the important one is adiabatic process. Now, what is this adiabatic process? Adiabatic process means heat is not given to the surrounding, not taken from the surrounding. So, there is no exchange of heat. Therefore, we write a Q for heat which is equal to 0, right? Or we can also write dq is equal to 0. So remember four important processes: isothermal, isobaric, isochoric and adiabatic process. Clear? The system has got two types of properties. One is called as the intensive property. Intensive property. Other one is called as the extensive property. Now we will see what is this intensive property. When I say intensive, remember the first two letter in means independent. Independent. You can remember this one, independent. That means yeah, property whose value does not depend, independent of quantity. Quantity means amount of the substance present in the system. Let me take say 100 grams of water. Okay. So its temperature, let it be 30 degrees centigrade. Now what I'll do, I'll take this 100 grams of water into two different beakers. I'll take 50 grams of water and 50 grams of water. I'll separate it. What will be the temperature? Temperature remains the same, right? So it will be 30 degrees only and 30 degrees only, correct? Similarly, if I take density, it has got some density. 100 grams of water has got some density. Here, density also remains the same even for the 50 grams of water. So, which means there are some property whose value does not depend on the amount of the substance. Such properties are called as the intensive property. So temperature is one example. Density is the second example. We can also have got pressure, surface tension, viscosity, okay, viscosity, okay. So these are the some of the examples for intensive property. Now what is extensive property? Extensive property means it should depend on the amount of the substance taken. Clear? So the extensive property is a property whose value depends on the quantity of the substance present in the system. For example, okay, if I take 100 grams of water, okay, 100 grams of water, I'll divide in two parts, 50 grams and the 50 grams, correct? Will the volume remain the same? Assume here volume is equal to approximately 100 ml. Will the volume remain the same? This will be 50 ml and this also 50 ml, correct? That means volume depends on the amount of substance taken, or I can also tell mass. Mass depends on the volume taken, clear? So examples are, one is mass and volume are interdependent, clear? And other examples are very important. One is the internal energy, then enthalpy, okay? So these are the extensive property which you must remember. Clear, students? Question number 1. Intensive property among the following. Intensive means independent of the amount substance. So enthalpy depends on the amount of the substance. Correct? So it is the extensive property. Mass separately, it is the extensive property. Depends on the volume, or volume depends on the amount substance taken. So volume also extensive property. Here we have got mass divided by volume, correct? But mass divided by volume is nothing but density. Density is the intensive property. Density is the intensive property. Or remember, the ratio of extensive property is always equal to intensive property. Clear? So the answer is option number 2. Clear? Question number 2. Which of the following is the intensive property? Independent of the amount substance. Viscosity is a constant value. So it is a intensive property. Surface tension is a constant value, physical value. Intensive property. Temperature also intensive property. The answer is all of these. Clear? Thermodynamic standard state of temperature and pressure is, temperature should be equal to 25 degrees centigrade and pressure should be equal to 1 atmospheric pressure, or in terms of Kelvin scale 298 Kelvin, in terms of pascals 101.3, in terms of kilopascals. So which one is matching, students? So the answer is option number B, correct? Clear? Now why we have fixed 25 degrees centigrade? Why not STP 0 degree centigrade? Because we are carrying out reaction in the lab and all, correct? So we cannot go for 0 degree centigrade. If I take, solution will freeze. So we have to take a suitable temperature and it is taken as the 25 degrees centigrade according to the IUPAC. Clear? Question number 4. A system which can exchange only energy, heat can be given to the surrounding, but not matter. Matter cannot go out, vapors cannot go out. That means it should be a closed system. So the answer is option number 3, correct? Question number 5. In which of the following sets all the property belong to same category? Either should be all extensive or all intensive. Mass depends, extensive property. Volume depends on the amount of extensive. But pressure is the intensive property, does not depend on the amount of substance. So there are two different categories. Temperature is intensive, independent. Pressure is independent. But volume depends on the mass, extensive property. Okay. Heat capacity depends on the amount of the substance, extensive property. In density, independent of the amount of substance. And entropy depends on the amount of the substance, extensive property. Okay. So again, there are two different categories. Enthalpy is a extensive property, depends on the amount of the substance. Internal energy also extensive property. Volume is also extensive property. Clear? So all the three belong to the same category, extensive property. Therefore answer is option number 3, 4. Option number 4th one is the answer. Clear? Question number 6. 1 liter atmosphere is approximately equal to. Question is 1 liter atmosphere is equal to. See the option, unit is in terms of joule. SI unit, correct? Which means liter should be in terms of meter cube, correct? And atmos should be converted into the SI unit in terms of pascals or Newton per meter square. Clear? You know that 1 liter is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. Okay, students? And 1 atmosphere in terms of pascals is equal to 101.3 kilopascals, or 101.3 kilo means 10 power 3 and pascals are nothing but Newton per meter square. Clear? So let me substitute here. So 10 power minus 3 meter cube into 101.3 kilo means 10 power 3 Newton per meter square. 10 power minus 3, 10 power plus 3 get cancelled. So remaining is 101.3 and meter square here, 1 meter square get cancelled. Remaining is a Newton meter. So it is equal to 101.3 and this Newton meter is called as the joules. Okay. So Newton meter is nothing but Newton meter is nothing but it is joule, 1 joule. Clear? Right? So the approximately it should be how much? 101, correct? So it should be 101 joule, student. Clear? Question number 7. Identify the intensive property or quantity. Enthalpy depends on the amount of substance. Externally depends. Okay. Extensive. Temperature does not depend. Independent. Correct. So there are two different categories. Volume depends on externally. External extensive property. Temperature independent of the amount of the substance. Correct. Enthalpy depends on the amount of substance externally. Okay. Extensive property. Volume also extensive property. Viscosity does not depend on the amount of substance. It's a physical property, fixed value. So intensive property. Refract index also. For a glass, given glass, for example, given glass has got refract index. If I make into pieces, all the pieces will have the same refract index. So it is an intensive property. So the answer is option number 4. Clear? Right? Students, like the videos, share the videos, and please do subscribe RD Chemistry YouTube channel and Telegram channel. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.